what would my objective be to see him? In order for me to set an objective, I must know what you need. If I sell you something is no
Exactly.
need, what happened?
Based on personal experience, I noticed one particular waiter who's, well, technically waitering is not a sales job, but the fact of the matter is, when every time I go into the restaurant, he knows exactly what I want to order, and
Yes.
he doesn't only just know what I want
Yeah,
to order.
sure.
He knows like my personal interests. He knows a little bit about my family as well, and this is actually making me feel like this guy is like the top waiter or a top salesperson for this restaurant, because
but
that
I like-
gives me the reason to want to come
Yeah,
back.
exactly. And the reason is because you trust him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Because you trust him, you're willing to go the way with him, you know. So whatever he recommends, you will trust him.
Yeah.
But even if he makes a mistake and gave you a wrong thing,
I'll probably forgive him just like that.
Exactly. You see, this is the key to selling is building that trust.
Ah, right.
But you don't build trust overnight,
Mm.
but you can build trust over time. Salespeople must understand
So it's
that.
the relationship that
You build up. Okay, you use the word relationship. I say this, no? Relationship has got a corner. If you overstep that corner, you're going to be in trouble, because then you become too friendly.
right.
Then you're
exactly.
taking me for granted.
You're stepping my head.
That's why
Too
a
comfortable.
professional, professionally, I got to trust you. You got to trust me. Take back the waiter again. This waiter, you trust him, but you didn't trust him overnight.
No.
But maybe 2, 3, 4 times over time, you begin to respect him. He begins to respect you. He recognizes you, calls you by name when you arrive there, and gives you the table that you like, and so on and so forth. Okay, so he has understand your psychology.
But that is really very much to do with sales at the end of the day as well, right,
Yes,
Dr. Venkat? It doesn't matter
absolutely.
whether you're doing a sales job or
exactly,
not a sales job.
exactly.
You are still doing sales regardless of what.
Regardless. Even when you deal with a very large conglomerate, say you are a manufacturer, you are the managing director of the company. Your prime job is to sell your company, what your company can do, to bigger conglomerate around the world. Now, again, people do not give you a product overnight. They give it to you over time. And the best part of it, when you are a big manufacturer, they give you a small thing for you to do. Watch what you do, how you do it, whether you deliver on time, what about whether the product is acceptable, and so on and so forth. Okay. Once they have a little trust, they give you a second piece or a third piece, and over time they'll give you more and more. Again, the word trust.
Right.
We got to build the trust. Most salespeople, they sell once and then they disappear.
The fast.
That
Right. They're in it for like the short term, and this is not the way to go when it comes to sales.
Yeah, absolutely. And the key thing is this, no? Salespeople do not manage themselves well. They're
Right.
not an organized lot of people. They're in a hurry to sell their product. They forget about the basic element of being organized.
Right. So how does this, like, all these negative aspects of an average salesperson or below average salesperson, how do they actually train themselves up, like in terms of time management wise? How do they bring it back towards wanting to improve themselves, disciplines, habits? How do they
Absolutely.
infuse all these things
Well,
together?
all of this is already available in the sense that they themselves must understand why are they not selling. They're not selling because they're not seeing customers. They're not seeing customers. What are they doing? What are they doing with their time? Are they wilding it away, wasting it? See, they must realize it themselves.
Right.
Once they realize it, there's a hell of a lot of help they can get out of it, okay? And in fact, for 26 years, I've been running seminar free of charge. It doesn't cost any money.
Wow,
Free of
okay.
charge. In this country, in Kuala Lumpur,
Right.
in no other place than the Bankers Club, teaching people how to organize themselves to become a better salesperson or become a better person himself. Huh? It starts off with you recognizing, I have so much of time in a day. How do I use it?
Right.
How do I use
Right.
it? Am I using the right way? Am I using the wrong way? I do that myself.
Right.
And I'm already 73. Okay. But see, people don't understand this, okay? You can learn all the skill you need, you have it inside you. The question is, you got to use the time to plan for it, think through it, like I told you, like this program we are doing today.
True.
Although there are 6, 7 questions to be answered and talked about, I spent 10 o'clock this morning to 5 o'clock this evening going through
No
this
way,
over.
doctor.
Yeah, of course I do.
Oh my god.
Of course I do. You know why? Because I got to think through what question can be asked and how it's going to be asked and what can happen and so on and so forth. Okay, whatever text you prepare may not be exactly how you deliver it.
I don't think we're even sticking with the questions
No,
here.
we're not. We're
We
moving
are
on.
not.
But
Yeah.
see, the key is again
Yeah.
a salesperson, an organized salesperson. He manages himself and his time and review what he did for the day. At
That's
the end
right.
of the day, find out, I went and saw 6 people, okay? What happened in each one of them? Could I have done better? Is there a way
Exactly.
in which I can improve? Did I tell them the right story? What did I place the customer's interest?
So time has to also be placed into like afterthought, contemplation of how the day went through. It's not just about going home and saying, okay, I saw 6 clients today, whether I made a sale or not, I hit my targets. It's
No.
nothing like that. You have to go home and think about what happened.
Exactly.
And how you're going to improve the following
and
day.
plan for the next time you see, maybe a month from now. So then you record down in the card, okay, that's what happened today. Next time I see him, I got to talk about
You're
this.
planting the seeds, basically.
Exactly, over and over again.
Right.
And over time, you'll have a big database of people. You don't have to worry, because all those people to whom you've talked to, who trust you, will always call on you for a second product they need or a second service they need. If not, they'll call you, say, hey, can you introduce me a friend?
Right.
And something will happen, okay? But most salespeople want a quick answer.
A little bit too aggressive, huh?
Some of the studies I've done with people, okay? A salesperson will not be able to spend more than 2 hours a day in the selling process. He has got 8 to 10 hours a day.
Right.
Only 2 hours. The rest of the time, he has to plan, he has to think through, he has to travel through. All those time takes up. The problem is, the very few salespeople sit down and plan what they want to do tomorrow. To me, that is somehow or other lost. Because of the fact, and again, the way we were brought up, we were given a time frame. 7 o'clock in the morning, eat. 12 o'clock in the afternoon, eat again. Okay? So that kind of discipline that we have acquired
Right.
Teaches us to revolt against it and go against it. So we don't sit and plan our day, our client. And if they can learn this basic skill about thinking through, I'm going to see Alex tomorrow. What do I talk to him? How do I approach him? What is it that he had talked to him that he has questioned?
What is objections?
What's his objection? What is my objective to seeing Alex tomorrow morning?
Right.
If I can't even learn that, might as well quit and become a plumber.
And there's always sales managers or people who are more experienced to actually consult, whether it be Dr. Wenger or someone else,
See,
of course.
Again, these salespeople report
Right.
to a sales manager. A
Right.
sales manager, in my opinion, is someone who must be very psychologically very competent.
I see. Okay.
And sitting with their salespeople every morning. He need to meet their salespeople every morning. Talk to them. What happened yesterday? Talk to me. Find out what are the skills that are missing in them. Not to push the product, but rather the way they deliver,
Right.
the way they build the trust. And then you see, a very good salesman should never be made a sales manager. That's the worst thing to do. Because a good salesman, but he may not be a very good manager of people. People need to be managed.
Right.
Their psychology must be tuned. People learn psychology not from school, 101 psychology. No. People learn psychology in selling by day to day.
Human relationships.
Human relation. So a sales manager must be able to coax him.
So in other
show
words,
him.
if you're good at sales, then you're good at life in general. That you're good at carrying yourself when you're in a crowd.
Absolutely. See, again, psychology of a person must be discovered. He must discover it
All right.
himself.
He has to be highly aware.
Exactly, aware of it. A sales manager can create an environment for the salesperson to become aware. Now, if he becomes aware of it,
All right.
then he will learn. Most sales managers don't have this skill, or they're not even trained. So you have a bunch of people who are very good salespeople managing other salespeople. It's not going anywhere, because why? Whenever you can't sell, you take a sales manager there, he sells it.
Uh-huh.
And then you think that he's good. Yes, he's good in closing a sales.
But he's not a coach. He's not a
good
mentor.
coach, exactly.
Right.
Not a mentor, and so on and so forth. Okay.
Yeah.
So most of the time, sales managers themselves are not competent
Right.
to teaching people.
Is it because of the lack of leadership skills as well and qualities, because they've spent too much time being a salesperson that they
Yeah,
weren't
exactly.
trained in the right?
You see, because we don't have a proper place
Mm-hmm.
where you can send somebody for proper training
Mm-hmm.
as a salesperson, as a sales manager. You think that anybody can become a sales manager, anybody can become a salesman. That's not true.
But are companies to be blamed for this? Because a lot of companies actually, they just, within 1 or 2 weeks of training, they just set you out onto the field hoping that you're going to miraculously,
Yes.
double the sales or triple the sales. And then when you don't make it, then they're,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
training is like, you know, you spend less time on the field, if you ask me.